Hello, this is Four Guys in a Math Cart, and this is our grade 4 mini lesson on our particular skill for today. Our particular skill for today, we will be using the RDW process to solve story or word problems, covering standard 4 NF4A, and in this particular standard, it is hitting the skill, and might be very new for you, understanding how to multiply fractions by a unit number. But first things first. In the RDW process, we want to first annotate. We begin by using annotation, which is breaking up a problem to chunk it up. We break the problem up by using cube, which is C-U-B-E. C meaning circle the key numbers or math symbols. U, underline the question that is being asked. B, box any math action words. And then E, evaluate by beginning the read process. Let's look at the cube process in action. So in our math graphic organizer, we have the math story problem. For a certain brand of orange soda, each contains 4/15 cups of sugar. In 4/15 cups of sugar, how many cups of sugar are there in 6 cans of this orange soda? Draw a picture representing your answer. Let's start with the C. C, let's circle the key numbers or math symbols. Take some time to do that now. Awesome. Now let's look at the U. Underline the question that's being asked. Do that now. Now remember, underline the questions that is being asked. You get a real good key right here. After underlining, as you can see, there are 2 parts to this question. 2. So you're going to have 2 answers in your W. Now, let's box any math action words. Awesome. So now that we've annotated, now we're going to start our E process. But before we begin the E using RDW, let's take some time to check out this background knowledge video. Erase this right quick. Right.
When we were young, we wanted to be epic. We rode on the backs of dragons.
So let's say we have 3 being multiplied by 2/15. So many people get confused when they see a whole number being multiplied by a fraction, but we actually are still multiplying 2 fractions together, because 3 is exactly the same as 3/1. If you divide anything by 1, it never changes, so we actually are still multiplying 2 fractions together. The first thing I'm going to do is multiply our numerators together. 3 times 2, which is just 6. And now I'm going to multiply our denominators together. 1 times 15, which is just 15. And our answer answer can actually be reduced. The 6 and 15 have a common factor of 3. They both can be divided by 3 evenly. So I'm going to divide the 6 by 3. And whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So I'll divide the 15 by 3. And we have a final answer of 6 divided by 3 in our numerator, which is just 2. And 15 divided by 3 in our denominator, which is just 5. So here we have a final answer of 2 over 5, and many people like to solve these problems using a simple shortcut. So I'm going to go back and solve this problem using that shortcut, where essentially we're just simplifying the diagonals. So let's go back here to where we have 3 over 1 multiplied by 2 over 15. Notice how in the diagonal we have one number in the top left of 3 and another number of 15 on the bottom. And notice how both numbers have a common factor of 3. They both can be divided by 3 evenly. So what you could do is you could divide the 3 by 3, which is just 1. And you can divide the 15 by 3, which is just 5. So now in our numerators, we have a 1 multiplied by a 2. So we have 1 times 2 in our numerator. And in our denominator, our 1 is now being multiplied by a 5. So in our numerator, we have 1 times 2, which is just 2. And in our denominator, we have 1 times 5, which is just 5. And once again, we have a final answer of 2 over 5. So here are some more videos with some more example problems related to the video you just watched. I really hope you're finding my tutorials helpful. So until my next video, I will see you later.
Now that we have some background knowledge, let's start our R process. Now in the question it says, how many cups of sugar are there in 6 cans of this orange soda? What's some important information right there? Identify them. I know there's 6 cans. In each can, there are 4/15 cups of sugar. Important numbers: 6, fraction 4/15. Now, what is the problem that needs to be solved? Think about that and then place your answer, making a second bullet, as you can see here. Second bullet. Make a second bullet. Cool. Now, think about what do you need to use to solve it. Make a third bullet and put your thoughts down. Read deeply and think about your background knowledge in solving. You identified the key parts. You thought about what is the problem that needs to be solved and what do you need to use. Next step, let's begin to map out exactly what we're going to do, which is the draw. Now, the draw is basically 3 things. Using math models or drawings, represent the problem with your own drawings or multiple representations. Multiple meaning many. And in each of those parts, using math models and representing using multiple representations, you are drawing to support your math thinking, which is MP4, modeling with mathematics. Do that now. Make a model or algorithm and use it to solve. Now, the guided lesson that we had just before is an example of the algorithm that you can use. Awesome. Now let's start with the W, writing. Now the write is simply writing out your answer in a complete sentence. Use all the information from R and W and R and D, and then make a sentence that will explain your answer. Now I like to look at the question and begin my sentence by using parts of the question in my sentence. How many cups of sugar are there in 6 cans of this orange soda? Well, I'll begin my answer by simply saying, there are, and then I'll put my answer in the orange soda. And there you go, using the RDW process. Thank you.